What up, everyone? Grayman X6 here, and it's time for another Unbox-a-Palooza. That's not all, it's also a vacation pickup video of sorts, because for the first half of October, I was gallivanting around the country, first going to the Midwest to see a friend again, and then driving to the Southwest, observe the natural beauty. But the day I flew out, I got an alert from Walmart saying my pre-order was being shipped today, so thankfully someone else picked it up for me to make sure it wasn't porch pirated. But too bad that Walmart didn't send it in a box. I saw people on Facebook groups saying, the Marvel Legends stuff came in a box, like their retro carded stuff. But unlike the G.I. Joe ones, which is shipped in a bag because they had flimsy ass backboards, they got all banged up. But yeah, this is stiffer stuff. It's made of sterner stuff, like cardboard Viagra, but still got a little banged up here, in here. But luckily I got two, so this is gonna be my opener. Okay. Oh yeah, see, that's right, you can't exactly rip it apart like... Oh boy. Ah, nuts. Give me a second here. Or wait. Give me a second here. Goddamn. Get some bacon in the pan. Alright, that didn't take long. I didn't have the foresight to have scissors on hand, so I had to bring out my knife. Don't thank me. Thank the knife. So here we go. Like I said, I don't mind if I just completely tear up this card. My Gambit and Rogue retro ones from Target. Those didn't get banged up too much, but I don't really care about this one since, again, I have an opener. And we got this little insert here, mostly probably legalese, whatever. And here he is in the card. So let's get him out. So here he is, Lizard. I was hoping for something bigger. It's like not as ostentatiously big with a T-Rex head like that last Build-A-Figure, but something a little bigger than the Fearsome Foes Toy Biz one that I currently have. I'll show it off later to compare, and right now I'm trying to get this goddamn alternate head out. Oh yeah, I gotta get the tail out too. Because, yeah. This head is supposed to be like his very first appearance back in Man, I can't brain today. Amazing Spider-Man number 6. So let's get this head on there. Yeah, looking good. Alright, I think he's on there this time. Yeah. Alright, as I was saying, we got a nice tongue effect. Unfortunately, the jaw isn't articulate like the old Toy Biz one, because of course it isn't. But some great detail, like the serpentine, slitted eyes. And, oh, the wash detail, the texture for the scales and the wash. Yeah, as on the flip side, you don't really have a dirty, grimy coat like in the old versions. No wash here, but you do have wrinkles and stuff. You do have some texture. That's good. But it's more than makes up for it with the scales and the depth of the color, and oh, great. Again, I wish he was a little bigger, and I also wish he had clawed hands like the old Toy Biz versions, but hey, you can't have everything. Oh, get the tail on. Okay, just pops right on, and of course it's a bendy tail. A lot of people were so glad to have a bendy tail of sorts. I'd rather have bendy Doc Ock tentacles, but you can make custom ones like that easily. I just haven't bothered yet. So yeah, here we go. The Lizard. A lot of the Marvel Legends that came out in 2022 were just updates that I just had to have. Like Toad. I'm still waiting on him on a pre-order from Dorkside, along with the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. For the longest time, I just settled for the old Spidey 2 Toy Biz Superposable one. But, oh man, just like the pinless joints, it's like the emblems on his front and back are just the right size, and, ugh. It it was just... I finally caved, and I finally... For the longest time, I used, like, the Mark 43 Iron Man from Age of Ultron to represent old Shellhead on my shelf, but the newest one that had his depiction in the current comics sold me. But so here we are, the Lizard, holding his flask, poses his other arm in a dramatic fashion. Really don't have time to get him in a better pose where he's like squatting, about to spring. But yeah, finally, I've been waiting to open this for a while. Finally, the Lizard. So yeah, I knew I had that waiting for me when I got back. Now, hang on, show that off. And while in New Mexico, of course, I go hitting all the retro places, the game stores, looking for good vintage stuff, and I found some. In a sleepy little place along Cirillo Road near Santa Fe Plaza Trail. Got a couple Super NES games I kind of wanted to add to the collection. We have Top Gear, which is a nice little racing game that has that one cool song in the early on. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It just like screams retro goodness. And this old clunky RPG, which was actually a port of a French PC game. Ugh, I remember renting this thing as a kid and just getting nowhere, but the 3D perspective just blew my mind back then. Oh, there's so many other great games to get that feeling now. But part of me just wants to go back and give this another shot. So eventually I will. It's there when I'm in the mood. And while I was driving further through New Mexico and I stopped in Las Cruces for a day, I went to a different place and found this, because while I was in Kansas with my friend, there was this great arcade there where you pay a flat fee and you can play arcade games all evening. It's like, there's a flat fee and go in and play as much as you want. There's a lot of stuff I played in there. Would you believe I never really played Gauntlet before in the arcade, or played all the way through Final Fight with a buddy? Stuff like that. But here's one that I never touched, even though it was back in the old days of the NES. It was even in that big Ultimate Nintendo Power Players guide. Yeah, it's banged up, it's stained, but whatever. I just wanted to add it to my collection, so I just went ahead and picked it up. Besides, it's not like I'm gonna have to hunt down the more expensive versions of elevator action like on the Saturn and the Game Boy Advance. Yeah. Also put this on the side for now. But a tip from a guy in a collector's group I'm part of on Facebook posted that he found some stuff stuff in Santa Fe. So I went into a Target while I was in there hoping to score, and lo and behold, the Princess of Power herself, She-Ra. In fact, let's do this now. Kind of limited on space, but oh yeah, look. Yeah, for a second, let's just look at that brilliant artwork. Now, this is She-Ra. And I'm saying this is someone who appreciates the 2018 Netflix version. We'll get more into that in a second, but for now, this is the more iconic She-Ra. I'll get that out. Well, I will just gonna go out and just open myself up and saying that the 2018 version of She-Ra is better. I'm about halfway through it. While I like the original versions of Hordak and She-Ra, I find them more entertaining. It's just, also, this got banged up real good because I had to put it in my check-in luggage on the way back. Ugh. So it's like, I really don't fucking care. I'm not gonna hang on to this, not packaging this big. So you know what? Fuck it. I hate to ruin such perfect artwork, but we're on a clock. I've got plenty of other stuff still in the package. As for Masters of the Universe, I think I got a Stinkors still mint on card somewhere. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Hang on a second. Backdrop is... The reason the 2018 Netflix She-Ra worked for me is because, well, I like this version of She-Ra better, and Hordak that were more interesting. But their Netflix counterparts have better characters to work with. And, oh... Hang on a second while I undo all this stuff. Alright, here we go. Got her out of the package and she's looking good. Now what I kept trying to say before I got sidetracked is, while I like this version of She-Ra and the old Filmation Hordak more, their Netflix counterparts just have more interesting, well-developed characters to play off of. Like with Hordak and Entrapta, She-Ra and her love-hate thing with Catra, shit like that. It just all around made a more entertaining cartoon, but for good old nostalgic feels, I'll still fire up an old episode of OG She-Ra sometimes, and this really does capture her nicely. Yeah, there's other ones in the 6-inch scale, like from Super 7 or whatever, but those are mucho expensive though, so yeah, even though this was a deluxe for no reason, still way cheaper than other options. So yeah, and they're a little stiff, but we got double jointed, well, okay, there, that one's going, yeah. Double jointed elbows and knees, which you really don't get with Super 7, so that alone is a plus, along with the better price. Such ornate detail on the armbands and the boots. Yeah, I'm digging it. Not the most detailed figure ever, but what it does, it gets the job done. And also, just have a look at some of the other parts. We got the shield that the sword is supposed to turn into, so just toss that aside from now. A couple extra hands, don't really need those right now. An alternate head, which, I don't know. The Valkyrie look, it doesn't really... Also, we got this other cape that kind of resembles her look in the Netflix one. Let's see how that looks. Come on, She-Ra. Come on, don't lose your head. Or do. That's kind of what... Yeah, that... This one on... I'm thinking this looks a lot better. Yeah, I'm actually liking that a lot more. That's how I'm going to display her on the shelf. Hopefully in this Massiverse line, we do get Netflix She-Ra figures, because I would love to. I would so plunk down for deluxe Entrapta with all sorts of different shapes for her hair, and that would kick so much ass. But for now, this and He-Man are going to be fine for Masters of the Universe stuff on my shelf. Also, while I was there, I picked up Toad. Maybe it was seeing the movie trailer, but I realized that I have Princess Peach and the Mario Brothers, but I don't have the last guy for the Super Mario Brothers 2 lineup, and that's one of my all-time favorite NES games, and just still so many nostalgic feels to this day, so gotta have Toad. And we also got a Power Star with it from Mario 64, and a star of some sort is gonna be a MacGuffin, apparently, in the new Mario movie, which I will be seeing. I have no complaints about the Chris Pratt voice. It's like I'm not going to go all critical when we only heard 2 lines, and one of them was in a hushed whisper. So, yeah. So, here we go, Toad. Legs aren't posable, that's no surprise. Which they should be. Even the Goomba's little stubby legs were kind of posable. At least the arms go out. You can't look up or down, but this is Toad. He's just the right scale. Okay, what else can I show off here? Oh, my friend Twilight Prince 123 over in Kansas. One of the things we did, along with playing, I got to experience TMNT Shredder's Revenge for the first time with local co-op the way it was meant to be. We also played a Goemon game co-op, the first one that got released in America, Legend of the Mystical Ninja for the Super NES. And it kind of devoured a lot of time as we tried to master it. So that got me looking into other Goemon games I could bring home, and I realized that there was this Game Boy one I could snag. And from what I've seen online, it's just as good of a Konami handheld version as, say, Castlevania Belmont's Revenge, or TMNT Fall of the Foot Clan, or Nemesis, shit like that, you know? So for $10, why the hell not? Adora, really? And Toad? Don't sell that. And because Halloween was approaching and a new Halloween movie was already out by the time I got back, I went ahead and got this while it was on sale. This one, it was kind of mid. My thoughts about ends, well, I'll put all that in a video later. But for now, it was discounted like $7-8, so might as well add to the collection. I mean, even though it was a kind of a mid-Halloween movie, you got plenty of Michael in this one. Just going around and just butchering everyone. You got plenty of Michael, plenty of gore, so it is what it is. Alright, a couple more things to add. Early in the video I mentioned the Super Mario Bros. 2 lineup, and well, here it is. Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Princess Peach Toadstool. Okay, as you saw, the Toad is from the Jack-specific World of Nintendo thing, while the other three are from the old Popco line. Limited posability. In fact, in terms of the Princess, we have no posability, but it's just the scale I want, so this one came in the perfect scale to go with the other three, so we're good. And I have the basic Revelations He-Man that came out with the initial Masterverse wave to go with She-Ra. I mean, these don't exactly look like they did in the old cartoon, except She-Ra since I gave her the more Netflixy cape, but whatever. I think they look good together. Even though I'm not all that big on Masters of the Universe, I got just enough nostalgia to want both of them. Don't know if I'll get any more. Maybe Hordak, maybe Skeletor, who knows. Alright, the last thing I want to do is compare the old Toy Biz 6-inch Lizard with the new one. Now, as you can see, they're about the same size, and this one has an articulated jaw that I mentioned, and got clawed hands, a more raggedy-ass lab coat. I mean, just so much more detail, but this is good. This is, for those who wanted a new Lizard, this is good, but part of me wonders if I can just chop this up. It's like replace like the hands and feet on the new one with the more detailed stuff from the old one. But looking at them, seeing that they're the same height, wondering why I even bothered now, but no, this is going to be the one that goes on my shelf now. Just a nice, fresh new take on the Lizard. Maybe we'll see about customizing it later, who knows. And yes, here we have Zaymod in the back. These were supposed to hit like May next year, but they've been popping up, the Crimson Twins. The comic place I go to, there was one left, along with one stalker, but I'm not opening them now. You know me. I like to wait until I have doubles of G.I. Joe before I open one. And with the Crimson Twins, we gotta have doubles of both before we do that. So that'll be for another time.